Hey ya, welcome to Zville Lessons for Live channel. My name is Xander Villain, and this is lesson number 5 in our beginner series on how to play guitar. We're going to recap lessons 1 through 4, but we're really going to concentrate on lesson number 4 and expanding upon that for lesson number 5 here. What I mean by that is in lesson number 4 we got into bar chords, and we also get into full barred chords. Not just bar chords, but full barred chords. We're also going to teach you the other 3 main chords that you do besides barred chords, because out of the scale, those are really the only ones that are different than a full barred chord as a real chord, like as a full chord, a major chord. Let's get right into this. All right, welcome to lesson number 5 of our beginner series. If you haven't started at the beginning of this series, you might want to, even if you know a little bit about the guitar, because I'm teaching this from a different perspective. I'm not showing you how to play some chords and then learn some songs. I'm showing you how to play the guitar. That's what this whole series is about. You're learning the guitar neck, where notes and sharps and flats and what they are and how they work on different strings and different chords in different positions and octaves and stuff like that. So when you want to learn to play a song, you really know what you're doing and you know how to find the stuff that you're looking for. Let's go over the first 4 lessons, and then we're going to concentrate on lesson number 4. Lesson number 1 was pretty simple. We had you learning the names of the strings and the numbers of the strings, which are pretty important when you're working with other musicians. So it's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Going down, you always want to count down because your root notes are based in your top strings. Up here, these are where your root notes are found. So you start from here: E, A, D, G, B, and E. Then I had you also working on going up the neck with counting frets. Open 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. We were ending at 12 because that's the beginning of your second scale. That is the same note. Number 12 is the same note as the open string. So if your 6th string is your open E, this was also an E on your 12th fret, and so on with every other string below that on the 12th fret here. That's why we had you stopping at the 12th fret. The second lesson, we got into not just counting the strings and going up and down with the what number they are and what note they are in an open position. By the way, that's what these are. E, A, D, G, B, E is your open notes on a standard tuning of a guitar. We had you not only climbing with open 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we had you working on what notes they were. If this is an E, this was an F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A, and so on, all the way up the neck. We had you doing that on every string. And we were working on picking up, down, up, down, up. You know what I mean? Up, down, up, or down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. I had you doing that on the 12th fret because that's your octave. Then you can say E, 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 and get it in your head. Putting things in your head so you remember it is always repetition. That's what school's all about. I hated school. That's why it's not fun learning the guitar, so to speak. So I'm trying to teach you so it's kind of fun too. Instead of just going down, 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 or up, 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 up. If you do this, you're not only working on your picking, down, or up, down, up. You're also working on hammer-ons and plucking with your left hand. See what I mean? That makes it kind of fun. And we're going to get into more and more fun stuff after the 5th lesson here. The 3rd lesson, we had you learning basic bar chords. That's 5th fret on your 6th string, 7th fret on your 5th string, and your 4th string. So that's your basic bar chord, those 3 notes. And then you had your power chord, just the 2 notes. 5th fret on your 6th string, 7th fret on your 5th string. Power chords, bar chord, and then we had you getting into the full chord as well. So we had you doing the bar chords and moving them up and down the neck on both your 6th string and your 5th string. So this is a G bar chord. This is a C bar chord. Right? your D bar chord. We also had you learning that there's two of the same note in every bar chord. That's an octave of D. So you had a D, an A, and a D. The D bar chord, once again, is your 5th string root note on your 5th fret, then your 4th string 7th fret, and your 3rd string 7th fret. And the 3rd string 7th fret is a D, and so is your 5th fret on your 5th string. Those are the same note, one octave apart. That's what you get in a bar chord, no matter where you're at on the neck. That's important for scaling later on when you're learning all your different notes, sharps, and flats on the scale, not just working up the neck. And that's what we got into in the 4th lesson, which I'll be talking more about today, is not only playing a bar chord, but playing a full chord, major and minor, on the 6th string and on the 5th string, D major, D minor, C major, C minor. We'll get into more about that. We're going to go up to the 4th. We're going to go down to the 4th string today and get into that, which is tough on beginners, and that's why we haven't done it to the 5th lesson now. But I want you to start and get into this and getting your finger in that position, because it's important to learn that and toughen up your pinky. So we also had you working on the scales, going instead of up the fretboard like E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, and C, and so on. We had you working from string to string. E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, and E. And there's your octave. And if you got an octave, there's your bar chord. There's your bar chord, right? So that's what we had you working on in the 4th lesson. And if you've done your lessons, you know what I'm talking about. And hopefully you've been working on it, so this isn't totally brand new news to you. Now, let's get into this lesson. One of the tough parts that I gave you last time was holding a full chord instead of just the bar chord. Most rock songs are just bar chords. There's literally thousands of songs, rock songs you could learn, where if all you did was the bar chord, you could learn the whole song with just that and a few picking things, right? Then I showed you the full chord. Let's go over that again real quick. I'm going to take an A full chord on the 5th fret of my 6th string. That's my root note. A. Then for the 5th and 4th strings, I went to the 7th fret, which is my E and my A again. And then I went to the 6th fret of my 3rd string with my middle finger. And then I barred the 5th fret of my 1st and 2nd strings with my index finger. That gives you a full major A chord. And to do a minor A chord, all you have to do is lift off your ring finger or your middle finger. Sorry about that. I'm not trying to flip you off, but there's your minor. Major, minor. And that is on the 6th fret of your 3rd string. 6th fret, 5th fret of your 3rd string being barred right here. There it is. That's the top end of it. It's different when you go to the 5th string. Let's go over that again real quick. Instead of anchoring your root note in A on the 5th fret of your 6th string, you're going to anchor a root note on the 5th fret of your 5th string, which is a D. That's the position we're in because it's easier than down here or up here. It's right in the middle. And to do this, if you watched our tuning videos or our octave videos, we talk about same note, same note, same note, but when you do the B, you have to shift down 1 fret or a half step to get that B. Well, because of that, if you're doing this for your A out of your 6th string whole chord, because your B string is involved here, you can't do this with your, that would be your minor now, not your major. This is your major, that was your minor. Now this is your major, and this is your minor because of that half step change on your second string, which is your B string. So to get your major chord on your bar chords or your full chords on your fifth string root notes, whether it be a or a A sharp or a B or a B C or a C sharp or a D or so on all the way up the fretboard, you do that instead of that, right? So what you're doing is you're using your ring finger to bar strings 4, 3, and 2. Your root note is on your 5th fret of your 5th string. It's a D. And then you go to the 7th fret for your 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. There's your D major. To get a minor, you'd go back to your bar chord. You should have learned that in lesson 3. And then you'd put your middle finger on the 6th fret of your 2nd string instead of your 3rd string like you did on this chord, right? You do it here. And there's your D minor. These are important because it's the basis of almost every single song ever written. There are augmented chords that make up some songs, like a D minor 7th or a minor 7th. You can add a pinky in on some of these. But almost every song is based out of a major or a minor chord. So, and almost every root note bass is off your 6th string or your 5th string. Not necessarily your 4th string, and that's what we're going to get into new on this lesson today, is what's going on with that 4th string. And I'm also going to show you the 3 chords that you don't do as a major or minor in a bar chord positioned full note or full chord. And the reason I say that is every single chord is based in a bar chord style. That's where the bar chord comes from, is most chords are based in this position, and then you just take the first 3 root notes, or the first 3 notes, the bottom end. I call it the bottom end because it's the low tonality part of a chord. This would be the top end, even though it's the bottom strings if you're looking down your guitar. It's called the top end because it's the high end of the chord, and this is the bottom end. All right? Bar chords come from, there's your full major chord. You just play these first 3, and you've got your bar chord. And that way you're not worrying about all these other 3 strings. Well, there's only 3 chords, and people don't really realize this. There's only 3 chords that aren't bar chords that are played quite often in songs. One is the D, one is the C, and the other one is the G. And now I'm going to show you why, and we're going to get into learning those chords in a minute now that I've gone through this major, minor, major, minor, 5th string, major, minor, 6th string, major, minor, right? Now that we've gone through that, let's go ahead and go through all the chords. Here's your E chord when you're playing guitar. If you're playing a song that you got a D and a C and an E, your E is the same as the A I just showed you, the major. It's your open 6th string, your 2nd fret of your 5th and your 4th string. Then that finger's in there. If you want to get from a major to a minor, once again, you just lift that ring finger off. But you got 6 open, 2nd fret of 5 and 4, 1st fret of 3, and then open on 1 and 2. That's your E. Your F is just taking that E moving it up 1 fret and barring, just like this nut right here is barring your open strings. This is barring your open strings. There's your F chord. But a lot of people don't hold it like this because they don't really need that root note. So they just cover these bottom 2 strings because the other 3 are covered here. 3rd fret of your 5th and 4th, 2nd fret of your 3rd, and then the 1st fret of your 1 and 2. There's your F chord. F sharp, same thing, or when you get into your G, instead of doing this, you can do this or this. I'll teach you how to play these in just a second. I just want to show you why these are the only 3 that aren't in a barred position. Then your G sharp, or then when you get into your A, it's the same thing. Here's your major, here's your minor, just like here. Two, three, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, or I should say 5, 4, 3, 2, 6, 5, 4, 3, right? There's your A, then the A sharp would be the same. B, full, minor. Then you get into your C. Here's your weird one again that gets into this. Instead of this, it's this. And it's different, but it's chords that they've come up with, so that's what you got. And then you got your C sharp. You have to go back to here for your C sharp. And then your D. Sorry, you got to go back here for your major. Then your D. See that? That's your D chord. It's the same thing. It's 5, 4, 3, 2, 5th fret, 7th fret, 7th fret, 7th fret, or 4th fret. I'm sorry, 4th string, 3rd string, 2nd string, 1st string. There's your D. So those are the 3 chords, and then your D sharp, of course, is up here, and then back to E. 2nd octave E. Back to E again. So as you can see, everything's based on a bar chord except for G. They've augmented that, made that. C. They've augmented that, made that. And then the D, they really didn't augment. They just do it on the next octave up, which is what I'm going to talk about right now when it comes to bar chords. Bar chord out of A out of the 6th string. D out of the 5th string, G out of the 4th string. See my pinky? That's so if you go D here, I just moved that D down to the 5th string and added the next note, so it wasn't just a bar chord. Here's a bar chord. Here's a bar chord. Add that next note up in the major chord. There's the 4th note in that major chord. There's that 4th note in the major chord. That's how they got that D chord position there. So let's go ahead and learn these 3 different chords that you're not going to base out of your major chord position where you also get your bar chords, right? The first one is the D we're just talking about. You got your 4th string open, that's your D note. Then you go to the 2nd fret of your 3rd string with your index finger. You go to the 3rd fret of your 2nd string with your ring finger. And you go to the 2nd fret of your 1st string with your middle finger. That's your D major chord. Just like here, like I was just saying. D major, D major. So that's how you get your D chord. Again, 4, 3, 2, 1, open, 2, 3, 2. That's your frets. Open, 2nd fret of your 3rd string, 3rd fret of your 2nd string, 2nd fret of your 1st string. Index, ring, middle. Now for your C chord, and you might already know these, but I'm going to go through them anyways. It's the bottom 5 strings. This was the bottom 4 strings. This is the bottom 5 strings. It's your root note you're anchoring with your ring finger, just like you would here. For your major C, you're anchoring it with your index. Well, this time you're going to anchor it with your ring finger on the 3rd fret of your 5th string. Then you go to the 2nd fret of your 4th string, your open 3rd string, and your 1st fret of your 2nd string with an open 1st string. So that's your C chord. Those 5s, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ring finger on the 3rd fret. Middle finger on the 2nd fret, open. Index finger on your 1st fret, open. That's how you get a C chord. This is probably the easiest one because your fingers are lined up for a beginner. Here's a cheat on your G chord, your bottom 4 strings, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just holding your 2nd and 1st strings on your 3rd fret with your index finger. That's a cheat on your G, so that's a little easier than the C. But the G is based here. You could do that, or you could do that. They're both called the G chord. So you have your middle finger on your 3rd fret of your 6th string. This is all 6 strings in play here. Your index finger will go to the 2nd fret of your 5th string. You can have open on your 4, 3, and 2 with your pinky or your ring finger on your 3rd fret of your 1st string. So 3, 2, open, 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 3. You can also do 2 fingers down here. They'd call them both G. So you can use your pinky or your ring or both. Some songs have it so it's using both. Some songs have it so it's not. 3rd fret, 6th string, 2nd fret, 5th string, open 4th, open 3rd, ring finger on the 3rd fret of your 2nd, pinky on the 3rd fret of your 1st. That's your G chord. And I know we haven't learned these yet, but we did that for a reason. I wanted you to understand the neck first. And if you don't understand the neck, no matter how many chords you learn and you can learn to play guitar, you're still not going to learn how to play guitar. You're going to learn how to play a song. And then when you get with other musicians, you won't know what the heck is going on. I'm trying to teach you how to play guitar with this series, so take that into account here. So, work on your D chord. Work on your C chord. Work on your G chord and that G chord. And also put your pinky in there so your ring finger's free. Just so you can learn it, you know. See how I'm lifting that? I'm lifting this ring finger off, so that's why you want to maybe do it with your pinky. I usually do it like that because I'm not doing this. So, okay, let's get into the doing bar chords off your 4th string now. Right there. Here's your D chord I just showed you. Same as this. Right? And you should know that this is a D on your 5th string, 5th fret, and this is a D on your 4th string open, because you've been working those scales, right? Right? So there's your D. Well, if you're going to do a bar chord, you don't need to hold it like this. You can switch it so you're holding it with your on your open position. I would still do it this way. I do it this way most of the time. Open D, 2nd fret of your 3rd string with your index, 3rd fret of your 2nd string with your middle. That's your bar chord. D, A, D, right? D, A, D. Bar chord, bar chord. Now that you know that, forgetting the 1st string or the 4th note of your D major chord, that's the 4th note of your D major chord on the 1st string, forgetting about that. Now you're just working the 3 strings. D, 3rd, A on the 2nd fret of your 3rd, D4, 2nd fret of your 3rd, 3rd fret of your 2nd, D, A, D. Now you can take that same principle and move it up. Just like we were talking about down here on your 6th string, 5th string, 6th string. I mean 5th string, now 4th string. So, because I did that, so this is the position you're going to use your ring and pinky for now. You don't want to do that there because it's uncomfortable and you're in an open position. You can, right? So open, D sharp, E, F, D, D sharp, E, F, D, D sharp, E, F. Now I know that's a hard one for you guys. This pinky's tough, but that's why we're covering it now. There's other tricks to this that are going to be coming later on. So go ahead and work on this for the lesson. Get that pinky. What I want you to do is lock in that power chord. Let's take this G right here on the 4th string, 5th fret with your middle index finger, then the 7th fret of your 3rd string, that's your power chord. Add that pinky 1 fret up, so it's 5th fret, 7th fret, 8th fret on your 2nd string, just like here. So I want you to count them off too. D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A, and so on, all the way up the neck. Now you're working on your 4th string bar chords. Just do it a little bit every day. And keep working on this. Right? Work up the neck. And work up the strings. Keep working on those. Work on this 4th string bar chord. Work on your open chords. The D, the C, and the G. If you keep working on all this stuff and you get halfway decent at switching between them, you can play almost any song ever written. So all the noted chords are E, F, G, A, B, actually that's your major, C, and D. All right, guys? Now, if you're working on these chords, get the position held and just start picking. All downstrokes. Then try it with all upstrokes. Then try doubling it and going up and down. Down and up, I should say. So that's the stuff I want you to work on. Keep repeating it and have a little fun with it, like I said. start writing songs like that. So keep working on all this stuff, and we'll get into a little bit more complications on the next lesson with the bar chords in the blues fashion. Hey, so that's it. I hope you guys got something out of this video, and if you did, please hit like and subscribe. That'll help our channel grow. To check out another video, go ahead and click this link over here. To check out our channel, see all our videos, click that link over there. We've got playlists, we've got tons of videos up, we got a lot more coming up, so check it out. Thanks for watching, we'll see you on the next one.